So indexability is the ability of a container to order its elements by assigning it an index. The index lets user access elements of a container by its location, which starts from 0. Index of first element is 0 and the last element is n minus 1, where n is the total number of elements into that container. So let's take one example. Let's start with string. So let's say we create a variable where string, and then we are passing some values. To make it easy, we will start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this, there are 6 elements, right? 6 data elements into this variable. And so if you want, you can simply type print and then say where string, right? So you can see there are 6 elements into it. Now, what we mean by indexability is you can access each element by its location. So to access it, we have to use the square bracket. So I'll say where string and then square bracket. Say I want to use the third element. Now we have given the data which is also equal to the index to make it easy to understand. So let's say we want to use third index, then I'll simply say where is index and then index is 3. Where is string, square brackets, index 3. If I put shift enter, then you can see the output is 3. Now, rather than 0, 1, 2, 3, say I would have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the index of 3 would be 2 because the first element would be index 0. Number 2 will have index 1 and then digit 3 will have index 2. So now if you give where string and then index 2, you'll get the output 3. So you get it, right? So what is happening here is the data is arranged sequentially. The first element is given 0 and the last element is given the location n minus 1. So if there are 5 elements here, the location of number 5 would be 4. So if you put where is string 4, then you should get the output 5. Now the question is, what if you give an index which is beyond the total element count? For example, now we have 5 element and the fifth element has the index of 4. What if we give 5 here? In this case, we are going to get an error which is index out of range. So let's try it. So as you can see, it says index out of range because there are only 5 elements and the last element has index 4. If you try something with index 5, it will throw an error. Now, just like a string, if we will create a variable list, then we can see it also supports indexability. I'll quickly show you the slide so that it becomes easy to understand. So as you can see here, indexability is supported by tuple, is supported by list. So apart from string, when we will see this attribute for tuple and list, both of these data structure will support this attribute, but dictionary and set will not have the ordering. Okay. So again, if I have to have a list and say we give it 1, 2, 3, and then we say where list and then say location 2, right? So what value it will print? The location 2 would be third element because always remember that index starts with 0. So always the first element will have the index 0 and the last element will have the total length minus 1. In this case, total length is 3, so index is 2. So if we put it here, first let me change it, otherwise it will throw error again. Okay. So you can see value is 3. Okay. If we try it for, as I said, dictionary will not support it, nor set will support it. So the next data structure that will support indexability is tuple. And we know how to declare it using parenthesis. So let's do it quickly. Variable tuple is equal to again c1 comma 2 comma 3, then var tuple, sorry, and then c2. So you get the same output 3, right? So now we have seen that all these 3 data structures who support indexing, we can just access individual elements using their position. In case of dictionary, if you want to access the elements, suppose we have the dictionary var dictionary and then say A1 and B2. Sorry about typing. I think I'm not very good. Not think like I know I'm not very good at typing. But anyways, so now you have a dictionary, and suppose if you want to access the element two, then what you have to do is you have to use where dictionary, and then rather than providing the number which was say 2 in our last example, we will give the key which would be B, and just press shift enter. So as you can see, if you have to access a dictionary element which does not promote indexing, then we will use the key, right?
Now there can be a couple of intro questions on this. So let me give an example. An intro question could be if you are providing input, say where and then square bracket one, then whether it would be a list or whether it would be a dictionary. So actually both are possible. Let's see how. So say we have this variable which is x, and we provide a dictionary out of it with the one as the key, and say output is also one, like the value is also one, and then say I create another variable y, but this time I'll create a list, and then I simply say one. So now what happens is, or say 0 1, right? Now what is happening is, in this there is a dictionary with a key one, and in this case there are elements. If you give input as var and then one, so if it would be a list, then of course you will get so you'll get one as the index and you will get the output as one. If you will say var x, then it would be a dictionary and output would be one. So both are possible depending on whether you have created a dictionary or you have created a list. You can use one, which is a number value, to access the element. If it would be a list, then it would be depending on its location. If it's a dictionary, then you should have a key which is one. So I think you get the idea, right? Let's move on.